What's up, everyone? What day is today? Tuesday morning, and I am off work, therefore, I am with you. So, I hope you enjoyed today's live chat. I'm going to tell some of my Thailand stories, and I hope that you guys enjoy them. We're going to talk specifically about Thailand, and you guys can answer some questions and all that good stuff. Good morning, Mr. Robert. Good to see you, bro. Um, and we're going to basically going to have an open discussion for as long as people want to talk, because I know over on the in the west it's nighttime over there and people are going to start going to bed. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, brother. My plan for today, just so you guys know, is to record that members only video, uh, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Donnie, CA, good morning. uh, So, with that being said, we'll just jump right into a few stories, and I'll tell you, Aztec, what's up, man? Okay, Robert saying hello to everybody. So, I just wanted to start with my very first. Hey, Andy, and Roger, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Cody says hi, everyone. I just wanted to start off with the initial story of me getting to Thailand, because that was that in and of itself was a good story to start things off. Uh, Cody says, "Have you ever went snorkeling there?" No, I have not. I'm not a big snorkeler or underwater person. There's just something about breathing underwater that just, I don't know. I can't get, don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me, man. But so I was leaving the Philippines, and mind you, I had made my mind up, and I only had about 10 days to research Thailand before my flight. And only researching something for 10 days is not enough time to really understand anything. Aztec says breathing underwater or out swimming sharks. Yeah, there you go, man. Mr. Are you experienced? Good to see you, bro. He keeps talking about his little bitty channel. Let's get some people to go over there and subscribe, so maybe you won't have such a little bitty channel anymore. He has a pretty good little channel over there, and he's got some good footage from some good places. Over this holiday, by the way, here in Thailand, Ko Chang, I think it said, saw more than 10,000 tourists, which mostly Thais, I'm sure. I've read Thai food beats Filipino food by a mile. In many cases, that's true, Cody. Definitely. Hey, Bob, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. We appreciate it very, very much. So anyway, I got 10 days of research to do. But so basically, when I get off the plane to come from, it was a 3-hour flight from Cebu to Savane Boom is what I'm going to call it. I don't know. But it was a 3-hour flight. I got everything on the plane. I'm nervous as hell. Just, I don't know what's next, whatever. But when you travel and you make not instinctive, impulsive decisions, you got to be ready to live with the consequences, because the consequences are not always as pleasant as you may think they would be. So I got to immigration here, and I guess because I'd never been here at the time, and remember, this was 2 years and a couple months ago, so they were just starting to put the squeeze on tourist visas and that kind of thing, but I'd never been here. So I got a stamp, 90-day stamp, and I came in the country. I already had my Airbnb set, and it was in more central Bangkok, where I could really get out and look. It was right on the MRT stop. It was all good. Thank you for throwing up PayPal link. Are you experienced? I appreciate that. Oh, speaking of PayPal, For some guy, first name Henry. I won't say his last name, but I just want to say super thank you to him. He PayPal while I slept last night, and sent a nice little contribution over, and I just wanted to tell him thank you because I'm not sure who he is. But anyway, so I get to the Airbnb. What's up, Andrew? I get to the Airbnb, and my goal is to find an apartment. Now, you got to remember, at this time, I'm thinking like a Philippine person. Okay, I'm thinking that because over there you go in, or you used to be able to go in, and you could get a tourist visa and keep extending it for 3 years, leave the country for 24 hours, come back and start it all over again. What's up, Tim? Good to see you, man. But that's not the case in Thailand, as we know. So I'm calling around, and I'm thinking of what do I need to do? What's my life going to be like? And after putting one thought together about a few other things, and coming off of my safety income, as I like to call it, I decided I'd go to work, and I could make a lot more money working over here in Thailand than I could in the Philippines. Not to say I can make a lot of money in Thailand. I'm just saying I can make more money teaching in Thailand than I could in the Philippines for sure. So that's what I decided to do. I moved to Rayong and stayed there 16 months. Got the opportunity last September to come back to Bangkok, and I'm back, baby. I love me some Bangkok for sure. Eric says, greetings from Key Largo, Florida. Greetings to you, Eric. Hope everything's well down there. My dad's down in Florida doing some camping, and he hasn't said anything super bad about what's been going on down there, so that's good. Always a good thing. I hate when that happens. Okay, Tim says, what is your income/expense ratio? Right now, I don't know exactly how to answer that. So, but I do have a video called cost of living for the month, 1 month cost of living for a single man near Pattaya. This was when I was living there around. At that time, though, this channel was making a lot more money in terms of AdSense and that kind of thing, so I could afford to spend a little bit bigger. I can just tell you generally that without the little bit of AdSense that's coming in now, it would be a stretch for me to make it on my income teaching now. It is what it is until all this mess slides down. Let's see. Hope for you, not bad. Eric said, hope. Cody says, hopefully you were able to save 25%. That's been my goal. That's how I got the camera. Is from the generous contributions of people and saving a little money. So I had no problem with that. 25% is a good goal, but it is lofty. And I didn't find that out until I got, tanked down and in a few things. But there's a few things coming up, especially if 10% is a good number, CA. Good number. Our experience says Thai girls all the way. I wish I had time to meet them. I'm telling you, I do. AJ says Thai girls or American girls. I'm always gonna go with the Southeast Asian girl just because I like the type better. It's nothing against American girls. I dated plenty of American girls, but the I think the Thai girls and the way that their attitude is, I think I like them better. Then invest, save 10%, then invest, absolutely. Cody says, yeah, 25% easier said than done. For most, it is. It really, really is. Aztec says, spend 1 month in Thailand. Once you return home, Western women look like walrus and grommet. I've heard. I've heard. I hadn't been back home since I left. So I went to the Philippines in July of 2017. So I have not been back to the States since then. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to make that happen at some point in time because I just want to see the difference and hopefully not all the calamities. Guys, if you're enjoying this, please give me a good thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. For some reason, YouTube has been deleting my live streams when we go off air. I don't know why. I just got one back up yesterday, but I'll try my best to keep this one up. CA says, Lao girls and Thai. I have met some very beautiful Laotian women in my life. And actually met one here in Thailand. All right, yeah, here in Thailand. Gorgeous girl, gorgeous girl. I did not get to see a lot of Laotian girls because when I did my visa run, I went to Cambodia, so I got to see Cambodians. It was all good though. Our experience has got the cost of living video up there. Just copy that link. Cost of living, Bangkok, March 2020. That'd probably be better. And then single man's cost of living in Pattaya. That's the one. That's the real thorough breakdown. As the second one, but that's also when I had a lot more money. So if you want to compare the two, that would be good. In fact, you know what? I could do a cost of living video for this month because I've kept up real tight this month. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that this month. Cody says, seeing a skinny chick here is rare. I hear you, man. No V word. Don't want to get YouTube police on us. Big C, good morning. What's up? Alan. Hey, Alan. How are you, man? Yeah, I'm back. I'm back, bro. We had 2 live streams this weekend, but one of them just got completely lost, and the other one took 3 days for YouTube to put it back up. So I don't. It was not had nothing to do with strikes or reports or anything like that. It was all internal software stuff. Tim says, I have met some beautiful women in my life of all types. I have too. And I really, really. You said virtuous? Let me see. Virtuous. Yeah, you could probably say that. But yeah, we'll leave that one alone. I just don't want anything to come to YouTube's attention. So it's all good. I've met all types as well, Tim, and there's not really more good people over here than there are bad people somewhere else, or bad people over here than there are good people somewhere else. It's just a matter of, what do you like? No problem, see, no problem at all. Don't take it personally, please. But the culture which creates the character is where you get the really big difference, and I'll explain that in a minute. Eric says most American women could whip a bear with a switch and give the bear the switch. Big C says, have you been following Rights for Kicks World Trade? Every once in a while I watch one. Tim says, do Thai women on a whole know how beautiful they are like they are? They are. Yes, Aztec's got a really good point there. He says only on Soy Cowboy, Tim. I'm inclined to agree with you there, Aztec. That's yeah. I think so. I think you guys, or I think Aztec has it pretty nailed down there. CA says just nice straight girls that want to come along and see beautiful things and have a bite to eat and do some talk. And it's so easy to landing a date over here is easy. The reason I have a problem with it is because I have a second job, which is this, and then I have I work 9 hours a day, so we just happen to have some holidays here. Yesterday I did my laundry, I got my hair cut. What else did I do yesterday? I did about 10 things yesterday that I've been needing to do for like 3 weeks. Cody says Asian women sure do admire pointy noses. I know this. I know mine's kind of chubby on the end. Our experience says American women are born to complain. Thai women don't do this at all. Thai women have a temper, but they don't yell at you, in my opinion. The only way to get a Thai girl to yell at you is to get one in a nightlife area. Otherwise, really don't think you're going to have a problem because the relationships I've been in over here, granted they were short, but as they ended, there was no hollering, no fussing, no, just nonsense. There was none of that. None of that. And I really, really like that. There was no drama afterwards. I didn't have friends coming to look for me, which brings me to the Philippines. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see. But you're right. Our experience, I couldn't agree more. Tim says, I have no idea where Soy Cowboy is or what it is yet. Boy, are you in for a treat. As Zach says, yep, you will definitely be in for a treat. Yeah, it's an entertainment district in Bangkok. I've got a video on it, but something was going on, or was that Nana that I did? No, I did Soy Cowboy too. It was during the day, and so you're not seeing because I'm not gonna put a bunch of girls exposed and dancing and all that stuff on here. Or the begging that goes on with the come inside, blah blah blah. I'm just not gonna put much of that stuff on this channel. If I put any, it's gonna be for purposes directly related to the video. But you can go see what it looks like during the daytime. I do have a channel. Just go to my search bar and type in when you go to my homepage, go to the search bar and type in Soy Cowboy, and at least you'll be able to see it. The people that record at night down there, I worry about sometimes. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying I worry for their safety because a lot of people don't want to be recorded, and it's getting worse. Tim says like district in Boston back in the day. I don't know, but to my moderators, when we have the red light stuff, we want to remove that because we want to keep that. No offense, Tim. And anyway, yes, our experience says yes, they don't yell and complain, they just leave quietly. That's true, but the difference is when they leave, they're gone. So it ain't no you're not playing any games over here. You're either the man for them or you're not. That's how they look at it. Let me scroll back up and catch Cody's comment here, man. I like this. I said Thailand stories, and I'm reading all your Thailand stories, or you're queuing up mine. This is great. Cody says you're only in trouble if a woman isn't yelling. That's yeah. If you're talking about in the States, that's true. Frank says, hey, for Bangkok. Hey, Frank, grading papers, listening to the man, JC, not very bad. Way to spend a Tuesday morning. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. And I am sorry that you are grading papers right now because I know the feeling. Cody in Texas says lots of trainers on Soy Cowboy that love chain beer. That's probably true. I haven't been down Soy Cowboy at night yet due to all the circumstances that went around and all that stuff. Let's see. Our experience says, Tim, it's like Amsterdam, buddy. Steve says plenty of Thais understand the concept of budget. Yes, They do. Tim says, "Hi, damn Amsterdam." Alan says, "What would you say is the percentage of Thai women that really want an American man to love and take them out of the country?" Um, I think probably 0% want them to take you out of the country, because Thailand's are not. This is one thing that people get mixed up. Um, this is not like the Philippines. Okay, if you want to find a girl to take home back to the U.S., go to the Philippines. If you want to find a girl to be with and live with here in Thailand, come to Thailand. She ain't going to America, and if she does, she's not going to stay long. The whole Thai family culture thing, I don't know whether it has anything to do with Buddhism or not, but they don't want to leave Thailand. And that's my whole experience. I've never met a Thai that's like, I want to go live in another country. Never. So, I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm sure probably they do. It is what it is. And let's see. CA says 0%. I met want to leave Thailand. There you go. I only met one, and she wanted to see Hawaii. That would be cool. And I would take a wife back to see Colorado, or maybe go biking in Tuscany on a budget. There you go. So this person says, Alan Harris, none, go to the Philippines for that. I think he was talking about the same thing I was. Our experience says I spent 66,000 baht partying on soy cow bot on my first night in Thailand. you spent over $2,000 US dollars on the first night. Good Lord. Cody says Thais are close to their parents and usually won't leave them far away from them. That's right, because that's how they take. That's their social security system, right? They have kids, and then the kids take care of the parents. That's just the way it works. Aztec says, Alan, things are really good, and Thailand is beautiful, and the economy is way beyond 10 years ago. To move to the West will be a step down. I'm inclined to agree with you there, too, in many ways. Right now, moving to the West, especially at this particular time, would probably be a step down. AJ says, after leaving the USA, do you miss America? Not really, to be honest with you. There are a lot of things you go through over here as an expat or immigrant, whatever you want to call it. In terms of like the visa stuff and making sure you have all your paperwork turned in, but you're going to do the same thing if you're in another country. So it is what it is. There's no use to complain about it. And after you get all that stuff done, it's very easy to live here. So just have to make sure you do all the paperwork correctly. And I don't. The only thing I miss about America is being American. that's the only thing and what I mean by that is, like, I'm a guest in somebody else's country now. I'm not. I'm the immigrant. I'm not the person born there. So, or the citizen, and it's a really weird feeling. And yeah, I won't go more into that because I don't want to get off topic. Tim says they're already in paradise. Why leave it? Exactly. John says, right on. CA says, in a way, the poor are rich in Thailand. Why go to expensive America? Good point. Can't argue with that. Frank says, so true. My girlfriend has no interest in living anywhere but Thailand, which is fine with me. Absolutely. I mean, I told some people the other day that, like, this is a place that is paradise. It just depends on how much paradise you want to have, and what do you want to do while you're here, because you can do a lot of things right here. 66,000 baht, can totally understand though. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Cody says, imagine a Thai dealing with snow and ice. By day 3, they're at the airport. Oh yeah, if you lived in it up north, and let's say you took your Thai girlfriend home in the winter, you could forget that. Because I mean, when it's in the low 80s, upper 70s, they wear they wear bundles of clothing and all that stuff. So it's they would they wouldn't know what to do with some of the weather that we have. Our experience, our experience says Philippine girls dying to get out of the fields. Thai girls don't want to leave at all. Exactly, 100%. True. CA says snow and ice. Learn the language and become a Thai, but it's a big job to do it. Yeah, you can get permanent residency, and then I believe citizenship is also offered. So Cody says one article I read basically says they would get bored here and can't be away from their family very long. Probably true. Probably true because the culture is very different over here. Can you imagine with all the food in Thailand, and then they go to the west and you drive them through McDonald's, or not McDonald's, but drive them through like In and Out or uh, some kind of hot dog stand or something like that? They're gonna no, because the hot dogs in America don't taste like the hot dogs in Thailand, at least in my opinion. Uh, See, Tim says so. New Hampshire would be out of the question. Yeah, that would be out of the question, bro. Mike Cayman Trades. What's the best type of place in Thailand to stay at? Airbnb, hotel, apartment, house. All depends on what you want to do, bro. All depends on what you want to do. If you're here and you don't need to be next to a beach and you just want a good, solid rental for a short amount of time, Airbnb is a good one, good way to go. You want to get on the beach, find you a hotel, apartment, or house. But I wouldn't rent a house here unless I was bringing a lot of people. But you can certainly rent an apartment just about anywhere. You can rent apartments right now where I'm at, as far as that goes. Good question though. Let's see. Cody says, "Yeah, I think 59 is their record low." Oh, 59 degrees over here. Yeah, when it gets in about if the thermometer says 70 anything, they got hoodies, sweatpants, bundled up, long and a jacket on top of that. I mean, it's unique. It really is. It's very, very, very unique. I have a good time with watching it though. Alan says, "What about the educated, affluent Thai woman? Would she leave if she found love?" Possibly. Possibly. I think it would depend on. I don't know. That's a good question, Alan. But I think you might be more on the possible side there because if they're super educated, and they can likely go to the States and find a job. So that's possible. I still don't think you're going to find many, but it's possible. For that, I would use a dating app, and I would put on there exactly what I was looking for. Make sure she knows exactly what she's looking for, and that'll solve a lot of your problems right out the gate, so you don't waste a lot of your time. Our experience says it was 26 degrees Celsius in. I lost it. 26 degrees Celsius in Thailand, and my girlfriend was wearing a jacket. I was sweating in shorts and t-shirt. JE says America is boring compared to Thailand. It is what it is, man. CA says I have a foreign lawyer friend who has become a citizen. It took decades, though an intensive study. I'm sure about that. We got a super chat somewhere here. Brandon, $5 super chat. What's up, Jimmy? Showing some love. Can't wait to leave the Matrix. I hear you, brother. I hear you. And Aztec, Thank you, man, for the super chat, both of you. I want a ticket out of the Matrix 2. I just can't work out who has the right pills. Very good. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. Much appreciated. Really appreciate that. So Scott says, Cody 59 in which city? Aztec is talking to Mike Cameron, says, I always stayed at nice hotels. Then I discovered Airbnb. Holy moly, I will never stay in a hotel again, dude. There's a lot of good, solid reasoning behind that. And I would say that would be one of the main things that would drive me is once you stay in a good Airbnb, you're probably not going to want to stay in a hotel anymore. The problem is some of these Airbnbs over here is they try it's more of a hostel than it is an Airbnb. If you want a good Airbnb, you're going to pay top dollar. So yeah. Cody says, Scott, been a while since I read that article, probably Bangkok. CA says, it's talking to Mr. Harris, love is love, so the sky's the limit. I know a Thai stewardess, and she goes all over the world, home base Bangkok, though. That's a good point, man. Good point. Let's see, where are we at here? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Our experience says he's talking to Mike Cameron Trees. He says Bangkok has the most temples. Pattaya has the best nightlife. Koh Chang has the best beaches. I hope we answered your questions. There you go, man. I don't disagree. Our experience, don't disagree. Tim says, so when I first arrived in Pattaya, I should check into a motel first. Yeah, man, you can stay at a cheap hotel in Pattaya because you're not going to be in, if you're vacationing here, you're not going to be in that room very long. The only thing you're going to need to be in that room for is showering, and you might have a meal in there if you're like staying above a restaurant or whatever. And then, whatever nightlife activities you choose to partake in, if you need a hotel room for that, then there you go. So yeah, stay in something unless you're going to be there for like a month, which is cool if you're going to be there for a month. But if you're going to be there for like a month, then you want to stay in something a little nicer. But if you're going to be there for 2 weeks or something like that, just get a good hotel. Get the Hotel D or what's my place in the corner? I can't think of it right now. Anyway, go to my playlist that has hotel reviews, and there's only a few from Bangkok in there, and everything else is around Pattaya. So you can find that information out, or information on good hotels I've stayed at and that my friends have stayed at. When you decide where you want to stay in Pattaya. Mike says, good info, guys. Thank you, sir. That's really what we do on this channel, is try to provide information in various ways. Scott says, DoMoreLife, do you enjoy your teaching job there in Bangkok? Of course. Teaching's fun, man. It's just it's a very don't want to say the wrong word here. It's very mentally draining, and it's it's something you have to prepare for, and there's a lot of stuff outside of work that you have to do. So Cody says, I've dated a few Hispanics that basically say 95 doesn't feel hot to them. That's been there, done that too. Very nice. But I'll come back to that. Have you ever been to Cambodia or Vietnam? I've been to Cambodia, but I was there only there a day, and I was on a visa run. Still had a great time that day that I was there. It was very interesting, and but I have not been to Vietnam. I talked about in one of my live streams over the weekend that I would love to go to Vietnam, so probably going to go to Vietnam at some point. Roger says if you arrive in Thailand anytime soon, go to a it's a long swim. I hear you, brother. That's right. Go make sure you're ready, right? Because that's a long swim. Roger's just doubling down on the fact that you're not going to be able to come in here for a while. Scott says, Roger, I'll just fly in. It's a bad joke. Bad joke about no international travel. I knew what you meant, Roger. That was hilarious. Yeah, that was a good one. Cody says $15 to $20 night hotels everywhere. Really nice ones for 30. He's 100% right, especially if you're in Pattaya. CA says there is a $5 room in Lopburi. Train ticket to get there is less than $1, if I remember right. I think I know where you're talking about, and I believe you are correct. I think that the ticket price went up to like $1.56, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever. It's 56 cents. Tim says, I hope to be there like ever. You will be. And we talked about this over the weekend, and I just wish there was live stream to the state. If you don't see this live stream pop back up about 20 minutes after it's over, then you'll know we lost this one too. And I got to go through the whole freaking process at YouTube. So hopefully this one will work. Thank you for putting up the PayPal link. Are you experienced? I appreciate that, bro. C-section was in the 70s. What the world did I miss? I hope to be there like ever, Tim says. It's paradise. It really is. And if you're coming on vacation, then you're going to enjoy it, period. Unless you do something crazy. Was in the I'm not sure what that meant. Cody says knock off 25% nightly rate if you pay up front for a month. In many cases, that is true. That is true. Many cases. That sex is 50, 18 thumbs up. Chuck, 8 thumbs up. Guys, help the Chan. Yeah. Oh. Thanks, Aztec. Teacher Lloyd, are you thinking our Rovers? I've stayed in our Rovers many times. Many times I've stayed in our Rovers. Wonderful place to stay. Great owners. They have food downstairs, TV, sports. But you better make sure you stay on the right side of our Rovers. You want to stay on the back side, because if you stay on the front side, there's no way you're going to sleep before the music goes off. And that used to be at 2 a.m. I don't know what time it is now. I haven't been to Pattaya but once since the whole thing started. Scott says, DoMoreLife, I'm a teacher too in Korea. The more you care, the more tiring you get. Yes, I got you. 100%. 100%. 100%. There's the PayPal link. Thank you again. Our experience. CA says, teaching English was the best thing I ever did here, but it was exhausting. Totally. So much excitement. Yeah. Tim says, I won't be ready for a while to move, but I am making plans. Now, that's good. That's good, because it's not going to be available for a move in for quite some time. So that's really good, man. That's really good. Cody says, I bet a hostel would be fun for 3 hours tops. Yeah, I don't do hostels. That's just, I can't. I can if I have to. Don't get me wrong, but that's not my preference for sure. Aztec says, Cody has a good point. If you plan to be in one area for a while, always tell them and negotiate the price down. I agree. That's 100% true, Aztec. Cody says, I could do a hostel 20 years ago, not now. Yeah, but same here. When I was 19, I could probably do a hostel too, but I have no interest in hostels, sharing bedrooms, sharing bathrooms, and all that stuff. So, all these Thailand stories that are coming out today, and living and working as expats here, and got you people coming on vacation to Thailand, and I want to make sure that you, until you come, you're able to live a little bit, but vicariously through me, and I hope that. That's the way you see it. Tim says, even the name sounds wrong. Hostel, I know, right? CA says, sharing was not a good sleep at hostel. No, you can get hostels now that you can get your own room. If you can do that, then you're okay. But if you have to share beds and restrooms and stuff like that, it's just not my thing. Hostels are not my thing. I may do a whole video on that. I don't know why. Tim says even the name sounds. Oh yeah, I read that. Cody says I snore like a bear now too, and the farts aren't always planned out. That would be it. You would be somebody's. You would be somebody's not so lucky roommate, Cody. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. Aztec says JC Mike has arrived down and Kamala. I saw that. I did see that. We just got started a stream, then low HP caught it. Low caught it. I don't know what that means. But I know he went to. I know he was on his way to Phuket yesterday, and then I saw him with Rob, so I know he was down that way. Cody says I watched vids on hostels and everyone. Oh, equals Rob. Gotcha. So let me reread your comment. We just got started a stream, then I've got. Yeah, it happens, man. This one's going to be a short one. This one's going to be a short one too. But I wanted to just share some stories, man. Hosted stays make for some good stuff. Are you talking about hostel stays? Yes, they do. They do make for some interesting stories for sure. TY says you keep going back to Pattaya after you said certain negative things about men going to Pattaya. Can you clarify? I think Pattaya is a great beach city town, and the negative image needs an uplift. Well, I'm sorry that your perceived notion about the things that I've said about Thailand or about Pattaya has been negative, because there is nothing negative in my mind about Pattaya. I love it. I used to go there every weekend, and I would go there now if it wasn't such a long way. I would go every weekend. Love the city. Love the people in the city. But what the videos that I've made have not been to shed Pattaya in a negative light. They have been to make sure that men who go there are prepared, mentally prepared for what they're going to get when they get there. How to save them money and how to make sure that they get back quick and safe, or not quick, but make sure that they understand how to be safe when they are in Pattaya. Because if you come to Pattaya for the first time and you have the only thing you've seen is bar videos, you have no idea what the good thing. Like you don't know what you're in for. I've said it before. The people that work in the nightlife industry there are trained to do one thing: take your money, and you're there to do one thing: give them your money. So I mean, it's not. That's kind of how it works. There are some decent places you can swim on the beach in Pattaya. There are islands. I have a whole playlist full of islands off the coast of Pattaya, including Koh Larn and Koh Pai, etc., etc. You can go down to Jomtien, which is not far away at all, and swim in some really nice beaches. At Pattaya, you can eat some of the best food I've ever had at certain restaurants. Breakfast is always available around there very early, and I love it. Transportation around Pattaya is super, super convenient. There's always a motorbike taxi. There's always a bike bus. The whole 9 yards. So, implying that I've ever said anything negative about Pattaya is simply false. And the perception may be that way, and if it is, that's fine. Everybody perceives things different ways. But trust me when I tell you, I love that city, and I just don't want to see new people go there and leave brokenhearted and broke, like financially broke. because I've seen it happen before and it's ugly. I don't like looking at it. Scott P, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. CA said, yeah, I worked for Art Wood at FTC for about half a year. I worked at his teaching center in Northumberland. It was a long commute and a long day. Cody says, I'd go to Pattaya even if it wasn't for the nightlife. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not just about the nightlife in Pattaya. Hey, there's so many things to do during the day. So many things to do. I mean, literally, you can do whatever you want. Get our private boat right there at the end of Beach Road, and hire a boat to take you out to the islands. You don't have to take the ferry to Koh Larn and just stop. I mean, there are other islands out there, and they're quite amazing. And if you go watch my the islands of Pattaya on it, you'll understand that there are some really nice islands out there. Aztec says, Cody, Jumtian always has my eye. I love Jumtian. It's just like a little bit quieter version of Pattaya. Aztec, 2 hours from Bangor sounds good to me. It is. Cody in Texas says, swim parks, beaches, Muay Thai stadiums, movie theaters with couches, the food, etc. All that's true and all that's good. I mean, it's great. The food over that they offer you over here for the theaters is just a little bit better than in the West, in my opinion. Aztec says food, night markets dotted around beaches. What else do you need? Exactly. And some of these food stalls that are up and around in the cities of, like Wuhan. I showed you guys some video from there. Pattaya has some great street food vendors. Here in Bangkok, awesome street food. It is what it is. CA says Bangsan, I think they say that, Bangsan, down the coast has a car race annually. It's a big event. Yes, they do. Tim says, have you ever heard of, yes, I've heard of all that. Cecil says, I wonder when travel will open up. I'm in CM Reap. That is a great question, and we talked about that in the live stream over the weekend. But the answer to that is nobody knows really. Not even the governments know. I don't think. Cody says, can go shopping and spend $20 on an entire decent outfit. Absolutely, 100%, man. TY says, thanks for clarifying, brother. You're the man. I love Pattaya. Cool, man. Good. Cody says, you can meet a girl at the mall. You don't have to go to the bar. That's 100% true. Also, CA says, August 1 seems to be a big opening day here, but not sure about the travel thing. Yeah, if you're in Thailand, it may be some type of opening day, but it's not going to be. I don't see travel coming in anytime soon. Our experience says Pattaya has great restaurants and nice beaches. They do. That's some of the best food in the world. Cody says, yeah, Koh Larn by the speedboat. Yeah, you can go to Koh Larn, but there's so much more out there than Koh Larn. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at my playlist of the islands of Pattaya, there's so many islands out there that you can go to that the ferry won't take you to. It just takes you to Koh Larn. That's it. Let's see. Our experience says, and one of the best temples in Thailand, Sanctuary of Truth. Yes, I've been there. I've done a video on it. I've actually been there twice now. So if you want to see that video, just type in Sanctuary of Truth. It's an amazing, amazing place. Cody in Texas says, I wonder how the monkeys are doing on that island with no tourists. That's a good question, because without people going out there feeding them, that is very good. Roger says, the Sanctuary of Truth is amazing. Yes, it definitely is. AJ says, what do you do for work? I am a teacher. Our experience says, yes, Roger, and probably my favorite temple in Thailand. It's pretty cool, man. Max Can. I'm just going to call you Max. You are right on about Pattaya. Affordable compared to Phuket and Samui. Nightlife great. If you want family holiday, great too. That's true. A lot of Bangkok Thai families come each weekend. You make a good point. You make a good point, and I agree. I agree. Alan says, "You ever go to the boxing matches?" I don't, because some of them are not. Some of them are not real. It's like it would be like going to watch WWE wrestling back in the States. Ugh, who wants to do that? Aztec says, Roger, is that beautiful wooden one? Yes, it is. It is. He says, yeah, I really want to see that. You should go over and check out my video when you get time, Aztec. Look at it, because I covered it pretty thoroughly. And you can get a good idea of what's around there, but what you can't get a good idea of is the extra packages that they offer with you. Like, you can get a speedboat tour around the island that it sits on. Well, I guess it would be the peninsula that it sits on. I don't think it's quite an island. And there's all kinds. You can get ATVs to ride around through there, all kinds of stuff. Frank says, if you're in Thailand, you can get some amazing deals right now. I booked a resort with 2,000 baht discount. Wow, that's awesome. Our experience says, I also went bungee jumping with Jeremy in Pattaya. Yes, he did. He didn't bungee jump, but the other guy did, Chuck and his son. That's true, and I still don't know why I cannot get Chuck's handle back on this channel, but for whatever reason I can't, and I hate it, and I'm going to figure it out. But yes, Chuck did, and the video should still be up. But we went bungee jumping that day, and Chuck and Are You Experienced filmed from the ground. I filmed from the thing that takes you up and down. It was cool, man. It was cool. Aztec says, screw that, I'm too old and brittle. Cody says, I'm too heavy to trust the bungee. I hear you, man. And heights, yeah, heights is it was scary for me, and I wasn't the one jumping. It's you're a couple hundred feet up in the air, and all you got is a little bitty pond in case anything happens. So but they did a great job. The guys that do the bungees out and the slides and stuff out in Pattaya, really. I was impressed. I was impressed with the way they handle things, and it was all good. It is what it is. Cody says it's difficult for me to even watch a video or something. I hear you, man. Well, I didn't want to turn this into a marathon live stream. I just wanted to make sure you guys had a girlfriend. Just gonna have to come on, man. But it has been such a pleasure. Thank you very much, Aztec and Brandon, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, I won't have any trouble with this video. I'm praying. I'm like praying that there's nothing wrong with this video. So, with that being said, guys, I want to tell you I love you. Thank you so much, especially new people that were in here. If you don't know, this is more of a family thing that we do when we watch live streams. And I was very, very, be sure to hit the thumbs up on your way out, guys. I greatly appreciate it. I hope I didn't bore you. And I want to say hang on a second. Sean the Prawn says, how do you get a job teaching in Thailand? I have a teaching degree and arts degree, and I'm interested in teaching in Thailand. Do you need a CELTA or TEFL qualification? All you need is a bachelor's degree and a TEFL. That's it. So we're going to be out of here now, guys. And again, whatever you do today, please find a way to do more life. I will see you guys over the weekend. Later.